Hello everyone, Prey Scooter here, and welcome back to more Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. We're into the DLC of this game and all of its fun shenaniganery. And with that, I'm still partially blind and kind of fishing for some subjects. Now I kind of cheated because I was going to look at something else, but I did actually get, I did kind of do the math of what I need to do to show off, basically so I can make sure I use the, I think I determined it was 4. I gotta look once again. There's 4 characters I have to use specifically before the series is all over, so if I don't get them beforehand, we're gonna have, like, the last 4 cups are gonna be using those 4 characters. Anyway, starting off here today, we're choosing Link. And you can either have his appearance from when he was as DLC in Mario Kart 8 Base, or his updated version from Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. We'll go with this one because I have actually just listen. I'm gonna need you to go ahead and just look through my playlist really quick and find out I have a playlist of both Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom. I have played this duology of games for a collective 500 hours. I think I get to choose which Link I want to use. Anyway, my empty threats aside, Link in this game is a medium heavyweight. Light heavyweight, however you want to look at it. And as much as it's going to pay me to do this, I will let Link race on his vehicle. Actually, he gets 2 vehicles. I like the one that's like this. Actually, that actually does change things a little bit, just a tiny bit. So let's put this away so you can see it. So Mario Kart 8 DLC, Mario Kart 8 base DLC. They gave Link the Master Cycle, which is just kind of something that they just kind of drew up from the planning board as its own original thing. It may have been derived from that futuristic Legend of Zelda that was going to be, like, Twilight Princess was at one point going to be a futuristic Legend of Zelda, but it got dialed back, so this may have been leftover assets from that. And then, in this game, along with the Breath of the Wild look that Link has here, they also gave us the Master Cycle, which is a little more accurate because it actually is something that was in Breath of the Wild. I'm gonna stick with the Master Cycle base though, and probably regret all my decisions because I'm going to a handful of courses that I know the last 3 courses a little bit better. I'm gonna go to a handful of courses I'm not super familiar with the kart control style. I don't know very well, so this is just gonna be rough. This is just the full stop. It's gonna be rough. But yeah, so I'm sorry, I was looking at the plane. But yeah, Tokyo Blur. Now I think the joke that I made constantly when this came to this, oh, it's Lucky Cat. That's what it's called. Okay, the joke I constantly made with this. That's a lot of heavyweights. The joke I made constantly with I'm chesting up my thing. That I made with this constantly is that, oh, is this an outside drifting bike? This is an outside drifting bike. Hold on. I might be goated with sauce. Hold on. He might be cooking. I might have to take a moment to get used to things, but I might be goated. Anyway, I constantly made the joke that, oh, is this what Tokyo's like? Because I'd like to go to Japan with this. And now, unironically, I'm teaching myself Japanese every day, and would actually like to take a trip to Japan at some point in my life soon. Other things are on my plate first. But I would like to, much like everybody else who does content on the internet that revolves around video games, I would also like to take a trip to Japan. I have a friend who lives out there. Oh my god, I could talk about so many of my friends because it's so many things mashed together at once. So, I will not name... Oh, buzz off! I will not name names of one person I'm going to talk about here. Just because, even though he is a friend of mine and he has appeared on the channel in the past, I am very much not going to draw attention to who he is just in case he has to distance himself from the content creation world for where he's at life. But one of my friends lives in Japan, and has asked me, you know, hey, would you like to come visit me out here at some point? And I was like, I would love to. And every time he asks that, I always have to follow that up with, but unfortunately, I am broke as hell. I cannot take you up on your offer as time currently stands. All I know is that particular friend is how I got to know almost every, well, other than like the actual starting point, which might talk about that at one point. But this one friend is probably the reason why I know as many people as I do in the content creation sphere. Is because they were really, really good at networking. And I mean this positively, by the way, even though how I say it is usually negativity. And he has a silver tongue, so he can kind of get his way. He knows how to talk to people in a way that treats them in a favorable light, no matter who that person is. Now, yes, I am giving a pronoun of him, he, so you could probably defer a little bit, but also, I'm saying about somebody who does content creation online. In the last 16 years, I've been doing content creation, and there have been, and let's just not mince numbers. That number is favoring the male audience about 70 to 30. Let's be honest with each other here. Anyway, Shroom Ridge, not to draw myself as a terrible person, because I know I am at times. That's not a defensive item. Link, that is not a shield. That is a coin. That is I understand gold is more. I understand. Holy cow! The brake turning has helped me immensely here. I understand gold is probably more seen as a precious metal for defensive items, rather than as a way to make you go faster. But work with me for a little bit, man. But Shroom Ridge, like, this is actually kind of a slept-on track, really. Like, this is like one of those basic 3 tracks when it comes to Mario Kart. When it comes to Mario Kart DS, it's one of those tracks that's just super normal and safe and boring. But it's probably one of the coolest tracks in Mario Kart DS. There's a handful that are better, yes, but it is Shroom Ridge. Also, they have a shortcut to it right there that I will not be able to take. Don't hit the car. I tried to brake turn around that, didn't work out. They had a shortcut around. It's basically around that turn I crashed on. But you do need a mushroom to clear it. There's no hang gliding section, so you, like I said, you need a mushroom or something that gives you a decent speed boost, not piranha plant, basically, to get around there. Also, it's repurposing a lot of the cars from Toad's Turnpike. So you can drive on top of the cars, you can trick off of some of them. All that kind of stuff. Also, I'm going to hold on to this just in case I get red shelled, actually. But while I'm playing as Link, I would like to draw attention to another friend of mine that probably is how I got to know another friend of mine. Like, this is just this episode, at least starting off, is just gonna be the friend chain. So the same friend that I would like to visit in Japan, also introduced me to. Oh, oddly enough, that worked out really well. Same friend that lives in Japan who's really good at networking introduced me to another one of my friends, which I think you guys are familiar with because I've had them featured in a handful of videos I've done. Charles C. Bernardo. Why do I bring him up? Because I can't really do it with Mario, because if I ever play base Mario, which I haven't yet, if I play base Mario, I have somebody else that I correlate more to Mario than Charles would. But Charles plays, if he could play as Link, he will, but Charles is the guy in your friend group who plays as whoever's on the box art, not out of irony, but that they actually like the character feature that is the namesake. So I associate Link with Charles a lot. Charles, he's an animator here on YouTube. I've done work in a handful of his projects. Not how my voice is now with this cold going on, of course, but I've done works on his stuff. He's appeared in a handful of my videos. Like, I think I do, like, I understand my voice is not the best. It's not the most voice acting appropriate kind of thing. I'm well aware of this fact, but Charles is at least, coming to me with more deeper male roles when they come up because I mean, you're hearing me right now. I have a deeper bass voice, and he tries to kind of do that, and also to help me kind of reach a goal that I still have, although I'm not chasing it as hard as I do many other things, of trying to get to a point where I could voice act in something. I would more I would argue more like to voice act in a game, but just get into voice acting is something I would like to do. When I'm holding this mushroom, so I can take the actual shortcut of this game. This is the actual only shortcut in this course. Because I'll see if I can. I heard the shell. So that is a shortcut on the right there. It takes longer to go over the shortcut than to drive this part here. That shortcut is a long cut. It actually takes longer to take the shortcut. I think there is one other shortcut on this track. But yeah, I love Sky Garden. I love the track Sky Garden. But specifically the Game Boy Advance version of it, just because, like, you could take some ridiculous shortcuts in that one. Like, yeah, this shortcut's cool and all, but the shortcuts in the Game Boy Advance version were a lot cooler and a lot more sick. The actual flat plane of Sky Garden on the GPA was way better. But yeah, so yeah, Charles D. Bernardo, before I move on, what I'm gushing about for the last of this cup. Charles D. Bernardo, fantastic animator. Funny guy, comes up with great ideas, and my voice is cracking. I really am that sick. Wow. Comes up with great ideas for animations, shticks, and whatnot, and probably even though he doesn't realize it, even though he probably does, he's probably the main person who's trying to help me get into the voice acting sphere as is, just because I don't have any other better outlets at this point, other than if I make a third channel and started calling like voiceover, Scooter voices over, and put even more work on myself. I mean, I stopped streaming, so I could do that. Anyway, so what I'm going to gush about for a while here is, at least so far in the game, from what I remember and what I've played, this track coming up here. This is a tour track. This is introduced to tour. This is not an original track, even though it never says it that it's from tour. This track has my favorite music in the game. I unironically have this track's music on my media player of choice and listen to it on my way to work, wherever. I'll be quiet. And it basically loops at this point, but you can understand. A ninja temple, pagoda is probably more of the accurate term. A ninja pagoda designed around Wario has a song goes this hard, like this part here. God, I love this track. For the music alone, this is probably like my top 5 tracks. Also, bottom floor, you can't see it from here, but there are some piranha plant cutouts there that you can drive through to hit a shortcut. Can I hit the upper path? Yeah, I can hit the upper path this time. Hell yeah. Hell yeah, Batman. Also, I'm just not realizing, every time you do a trick, there's the ninjas, the stereotypical like, yo! Sound coming from like off-screen ninjas, the Nintendo ninjas that are currently breaking the ankles of leakers. Those are the ninjas doing the yo. Sorry, I'm just in awe because I love this track. Like, I messed up a little bit. Sorry, I need to like focus a little bit. Oh, yeah, I'm going lower path. Oh boy, this is gonna be bad last lap. Yeah, get the Shy Guy ninjas. It's fine. It can be recovered. But yeah, this is actually like a super intricate track. Like, it shouldn't be this as intricate as it is, but for a phone game, but yet it is. I don't know where he is, but I'm gonna hopefully it hits him in the last second. Oh, he fell off. It's saved. God, I love this track. I love this track for the music alone, but also the aesthetic as well. track itself, there's a lot going on. It's actually almost a little overwhelming. But as much as I love this track, I've never played solo. So, like, that's the first time I played this track solo. So, yeah, I don't know. There's not a bad... Oh, really? We're going for Shroom Ridge? Oh, yeah, Shroom Ridge. But yeah, there's just... I don't know. There's a lot of things to talk about. There's a handful of things to still talk about here that I still have. But I'm like... I'm almost... Really? You had to show me driving to the back of a taxi? But yeah, the... Oh, we can see this bomb play. No, we don't. There's still a handful of things to talk about, but I am still waiting for the right characters. So there might be 5 characters I might default on towards the end here. Just so I can tell those stories. But I was talking about a lot of friends. I think this is like another Friends Talk About episode. So there is another person that I won't say... I don't think I'll say their... I think I'll say their original username, and if under their current username they want to pipe up, I will let them do so. But I won't say their actual username right now, just in case they want to remain somewhat anonymous under the new thing, because they've fallen out of the content creation sphere. Let me look at this. 30. Well, let's see. That's 32. 30. Fine. Fine, we'll play as Wendy. I see everybody race on this what is it called? City Tripper? I'll just race on the City Tripper. I don't think I'm going to like this, but I'm going to race on the City Tripper. I'm trying to look at all these tracks, like trying to remember what I remember. I think the only thing that's notable from this cup is the last track. Everything else is kind of eh. Anyway, so kind of what started a lot of my ooh, that'll be fun. Kind of what started a lot of my introductions to people is general online was a person named WeMaster890 is back. God, I still hope I remembered your actual old username, my friend. Because I've talked to you like once in the last 5 years, which is funny. I've actually had a chance to touch base with them again. So WeMaster890 is back. One of the first people I ever collaborated with, worked with on stuff, back when I first started. On I'm not sure if I'm gonna like this because I can already tell I'm able to turn a little too hard. Oh, I'm just winging it. I'm just flinging stuff out. Bangkok. Before I talk more about WeMaster again, I'm gonna just say that Bangkok is this Bangkok course is a little confusing. Because I guess I am gonna go up here. There's this upper part. There's this lower part. It's so tightly knit together. It's kind of hard to like peg down a way you should be going on this course. And I'm actually kind of doing bad enough that I'm getting items that aren't just green shells and bananas. That's actually a first. But yeah, like this course is a little confusing, but it actually does have multiple variations of tracks. Sorry, I'm trying to like control this as if I was controlling an outside turning bike. But no, like what was it? I think WeMaster890 is why I know some of the people I know. That kind of led to me knowing some people, including the person that I talked about earlier, who is currently in Japan. So had I not met WeMaster890 back in ye olden days, probably would have a totally different group of friends I'd be talking about. Get bodied. Yeah, I'd have a totally different group of people I'd be talking about. Oh, I messed up the timing of my L presses. And like I said, I met them a while ago. I do know that like I said, I do know that they kind of fell out of the content creation sphere mostly. I do know of one person I watch that is a little more notoriable in content creation. They do pop in as kind of like a casual guest, so to say. They pop in as a casual guest and occasionally are featured and do speak in there. But it's kind of interesting to always... Oh, buzz off! Oh, give me my full coins. Are you kidding me? Last second. I got Mario Karted. I'm mad. I'm mad. But yeah, it's kind of interesting that, you know, again, somebody that I knew about that I first started working with, I'm going to say 14 years ago. Could have been 15. It's kind of the reason why I know as many people as I do now, including the two previous people I mentioned in this very episode. And again, I'm not going to say their current username because they rebranded when they kind of fell out of the content creation sphere, mostly. But if they do want to, but if they happen to stumble across this and want to announce themselves, sure, go ahead. There's actually a handful of other people that stem from that I still talk to who never really. It's kind of like with Pump Planes, where like there's a handful of us who never did content creation in general. It's kind of that same realm where like there's a handful of people in that same space that in that same friend group from when I first started off, whom we never. Oh wow, I can actually take if I can turn it right, I can take a hella shortcut. Hella shortcut, even though I didn't get a good speed boost out coming off it. But yeah, like there's a handful of those people that I think it's just one person, but I still talk with at least one person from that initial friend group I made. But most of us just fell out of touch for one reason or another. I won't say names of the other two people I can think of. I just know there's two other people that I fell out of contact with. One got a little high and mighty and up his own butt, we'll say, and nobody really talks with him or about him because he actually became the main character of Twitter at one point and got pseudo canceled for something involving the content creation sphere. And the other one, I just had a disagreement with them, and even though I've never had the chance to make up, you know, basically talk with them directly and say, hey, let's try and make this up. I would like to see how you're doing. I haven't been bold enough to make that reach out to that person. Yeah, it's kind of interesting that the person who became canceled was at one point a very known about user on the internet, and they just kind of fade to obscurity because they basically became the main character of the internet for a day. You screwed me up. I have no defending item for the last of this. No red shells, no red shells, no red shells. I'll take a blooper. That's fine. No red shells though. It's just kind of weird. The people you know, you get to be friends with, and the people you get to know and the people you get friends with, and what happens in time based on who does what, right or wrong. And I'm not saying I'm above it. Like, I've definitely said and done some dumb things on the internet that's probably gotten me cancelable or borderline canceled or shadow canceled, really. Oh yeah, I totally forgot what this is based off of, and then it just came flooding back to me in a second. This is from Double Dash, and like they revamped so much about this stage that it doesn't even look remotely like it used to be. I'm sorry, I was looking at like the monitor in the background trying to like decipher what the team's names were. But yeah. The last episode I mentioned that tournament that I was a part of. Oddly enough, like, what was it? A lot of people that were in that tournament like mentioned the fact that like they had upbringings where their families were very much, you know, part of dirt biker families and whatnot. Like they had, or yeah, they built the dirt bike tracks that look like similar to this a lot, but so like this track has a special place in their heart just because it reminds them of what they did as a kid. Me, not so much. Wow, there are goofy shells everywhere. Anyway, I'm pretty sure those upper tracks that were added into this version of the course, those upper tracks are the faster way to go that aren't shortcuts. So it's just kind of fun. But yeah, like it's kind of weird that like the Wii version of this. Actually, was this in the Wii version of the game? In the Wii version, it might have been. Regardless, the initial version of this didn't have all these like trick stunts stuff on them and whatnot, so there wasn't as much to really do or experience on this track. I'm going to hit that fire. No, actually, I've avoided all the fire. Anyway, like the original GameCube version of this wasn't as colorful or as engaging, but now they added these upper paths here. There's a lot to do around here. Oddly enough, I don't think, outside of using this combination with Wendy we're on right now, I don't think I would really have the opportunity to do a lot of these tricks. Which is funny to think about. Also thinking about, this is actually, oh, I'm not gonna get that triple boost. Thinking about it, this is actually, the music we're listening to right now is actually like the title music for Mario Kart Double Dash. Which I never really equated. Then again, I think, still even in the GameCube days, there wasn't like a huge selection of tracks, music tracks to use, so they still recycled a lot of track names. Oh, I didn't get up. I didn't get up. I'm gonna struggle. I'm gonna struggle. I'm gonna struggle. I'm gonna struggle. Struggle bus. Here we go. And let's be a little devious. As we, oh, no one's even close enough. Wow. I front ran that. Holy crap. But yeah, before I start gushing about Waluigi Stadium, let's just say, just to draw a point on this and make sure I make a point and say this, I am not without fault. So the things I am calling people out for, positively or negatively, all of us mess up. I'm just willing to admit I'm wrong with one person specifically. I'm not going to tell the story about the other person because that's going to become a drama alert thing. And I don't want to be, I don't want to do drama. Drama bad. Drama bad. Have fun. No drama. Anyway, this is the course we're all here for. Singapore Speedway. This is the most beautiful course in, I'm going to say it, in the entire DLC. This is the most beautiful course. Raceability, I mean, it actually is pretty good. I would say it's an A tier, but like, appearance-wise, it is the most beautiful course in this whole game. Yeah, your turn. Your turn to get bent, Daisy. Oh, man, I'm sorry. I'm just thinking about next episode that I'm going to get into. Which actually, I think today, even though I'm still on enough talking as much as I am, it's kind of helped me recover from my cold a little bit. Today, I'm thinking of just going to bang out the rest of Mario Kart 8. Because after I'm done with this recording session, I literally have 4 cups. I think I literally have 4 cups left, so I'm just going to bite the bullet and do it all. Defending item, please. That was all for naught. Okay, fair enough. I'll take my lumps. Yeah, I'm kind of... I think in today's recording session is... I'm just going to finish something. Something about... They're talking about water. Is this a waterway? The town of water? I don't see any water here. Sorry, like, again, I don't know enough to survive, but like, I know enough kanji to like translate something. This is Singapore. This is not China or Japan, so there's zero correlation, really. Oh, I should probably use my coin, shouldn't I? Anyway. But yeah, I'm probably just gonna bang out the rest of the series today. And the little bit I put in last episode from the tournament is probably all the online stuff you thought. Like, a lot of the people I've been talking about off and on, throughout the series of like people who mean a lot to me. I don't think we're gonna see a lot of them. I don't think I'm gonna do my plan for a bonus series is do like online session and make it do an online session with those couple groups of people and whatnot. But I don't think that there'll be like, a lot of people do online racing lobbies. Again, I just participated in a tournament with somebody who did that online racing lobby. So, I'm not going to do something that people do online, live stream daily. I'm just going to stay in my lane, do the battle. The only bonus video will be the battle course stuff. And I'm going to draw a line at that. Anyway. And that's the... Well, yeah, that's the last one. Oh, something I didn't mention about blue shells because it's coming up on right now. So, if first place crosses the finish line and then you throw the blue shell will then target whoever is closest, whoever is the furthest up front who hasn't finished yet. So again, I crossed the finish line and then whoever it was threw the blue shell through it, it would have instead gone for Peach. If Peach then crossed and it was still, and then they threw it, it would have gone for Daisy, and so on and so forth. So with that, we have finished. Is this all of Wave 1? Yeah. Because the DLC for Mario Kart Deluxe were actually introduced. We're introduced in 3 waves? Was it 3 waves or was it 6 waves? No, it was 6 waves over the course of 2 years. So every 4 months we got 2 more cups. So yeah, we've done the first 2 waves of DLC for Mario Kart 8 Deluxe up to this point. And I think going forward until the end, every wave of DLC introduced at least one additional playable character, if not multiple. I think it was 1 for a while until we got to the very end, and then they just dropped 3 on us, or 4, or was it 4? No, it was 4. Anyway, everyone, I do want to thank you all so much for watching, and I hope to see you next time. We'll move on to Wave 3 of the DLC. I'll see you folks then. Take care.